Hey traders, how we doing? Happy Thursday. You guys getting after it? You guys survive the non-adjustment trading or the interest rates? How'd it go yesterday? You guys get into anything? I did not. I sat out. I was uh yeah, sat out. I had stuff going on. I had a busy week. End of the month. Things are going on. And by the time I was, ready to trade, it was close to 10. Uh, so I'm at the point in my trading business where I don't force it. I don't push it. I don't care if I trade or not, to be honest with you. I don't have to make money every day. I don't have to be in the trade all the time. I mean, and I want my trades to be good. I want to win, just like you guys. I'm here to make money. So I sit out a lot of times because I want to have my flow going a certain way. So I'm not getting junked out. I got stopped out over here somewhere. Right here. I got stopped out the other day. And then I didn't want to deal with it. It's tough trading, guys. I mean, let's look from here. And I'm hoping you guys are taking the time to map out your swings. Right? Let's just do that real quick. Okay? Let's just make sure we're all on the same page, right? That's a low. No. Well, okay, so where is that? So let's talk about this. Majors and minors, right? If we're going to look at, what is a major, I would say this is a major swing. This is a major swing. Comes up here, you get this one back up here. So it doesn't really do much, right? You get this one coming down here, this goes up here, right? Yeah, I'd say maybe over here. Like that. So, understanding that there's majors and there's minors. And that's not the best example, but if we're like, looking at a measured move kind of thing, it's about the same size, right? So let's just call that your major. And that's a big major. But within that, you've got your minors. Let's get this out of the way, right? You've got your little guys. Go up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Up and down, up and down. So you're going to have these swings that go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Took this out. Took it out. That's a swing. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So let's just stop right there. And let's just kind of see this for what it is. Those are almost all the same size. Let's get rid of this blue thing. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Or too early in the morning for me, right? So now let's get into this, right? So these are minors on, this other side of things. But then, you've got these minors as well. So when I say what swing are you trading, you should clearly, and you saw how hard it was for me, you should clearly be able to say, I'm trading, this swing, or I'm trading this swing, right? And if your risk's going to change, your targets are going to change, and this is why I don't change my time frame and go from a hourly chart and say, okay, well, here's what the daily's doing, right? I'm going to sync it up to this, and then I'm going to go into the 20-minute, right? Let's see what happens here. And then I'm going to say, okay, now I know that that's over there, and this is gonna, so now I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna, you know, I'm, gonna stick into this now and get into the, 5 minute chart now. And I'm kind of just making this up as I go because, so now I'm here. Okay. So now I've got this stuff here. Well, what does the other stuff have to do with that here? Right? What does this down here have to do with this? It doesn't, to me, it makes no sense. And I'm day trading, guys. I'm in and out of the market each and every day, right? This isn't a long-term investment for me. I'm not sitting on this thing for, 10 years, whatever it is. I'm trying to get in and out of this thing as quickly as possible. Look at that. This is yesterday. This is the news of the market not doing anything. The interest rates didn't go. But notice the coil, right? And this is where I just, this started at 6:30, right? This is why I didn't trade. I mean, there's nothing in here for you to do. There's nothing in here for you to do. And then all this stuff happened. And then there's just, look at that. There's just, bleh. So my point is that if you have to understand what it is you're trading so that when you have, right, let's just break it into this little guy here. Okay, I'm just going to trade this swing right here. And there's nothing wrong with coming in here and saying, okay, I've got, an impulse leg down. I've got a shelf. I've got this from over here. The swings are connected, so I'm kind of paying attention to it, but I'm not trading it. I'm just looking at it because there's sellers. They got popped out, or buyers. They got popped out, and then this thing had a reaction to it. So so now you can just keep mapping this out, and the more you understand this, the more this whole thing. I can't stand that 5 minute chart. Sorry. The more you understand it, the more you're able to focus in on, and the reason why it's significant to draw this swing here, the top of this, is you just want to know that you're going to run into another swing. So if you're down here saying, hey, I got a trade, or I see an opportunity, here's an impulse leg, and I see an opportunity to get long here with a stop, right? You got a couple. I have room to go there, right? If you're down here, if you're like, oh, I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to buy this for a longer trade, you may run into trouble. And that's all I'm saying is that you just need to know where you're going. I got caught up in that the other day. I was expecting too much. I was a little too ambitious. It helps to understand a lot of these things so you can have a clear understanding of what it is you're going after, right? I don't need a lot to make my nut every day, every week, right? Price comes down here, right? It steps up, right? It steps up. I don't know where it's going with that. Anyhow, let's look at yesterday. And I'm just saying, understand what swing you're trading because it makes a difference in how you're going to manage your business. See this whole thing here, right? And it's hard, guys. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying, oh yeah, this is just, like I take time to draw this stuff out so I can get to where I want to be with some of this stuff. I just screwed that one up. Right? I want to understand where, and you still get it wrong because there's something you're not seeing. There's something you missed, right? You have room on this side. This thing's going up. You have room to grow. And then you get this whack-a-mole, right? That's why you use stops. And there's times that having a stop on the second swing back or having a stop down here, like if your entry was right here for whatever reason, you were down here, you were fine. You were fine. But people don't know that. And I can't see that. I can see it in hindsight. All right, on to yesterday. So, oh wow. Yeah, I just, you know, I knew that it was obviously, rate day. Um, and just for context, right? We are still going up, right? If we're gonna map this puppy out, okay, this is one I can see. This is one I can see. This is one I can see. So this one is bigger than these ones. So right now, that's my major. Well, this is your major, but as price goes up and pulls back down, right? Close, close. I'm going to call these your minors. And as price comes up into the next swing, it doesn't just go straight through like a rocket ship. Sometimes it does. It's nice when it does. But we can use that for orders. It's so funny because I'm hearing my mentor talk to me about this stuff, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And it's like you have to go through this experience, and you can't get so close and so tied into this thing that you're too close, right? You can't get too close, but you got to just, that's your swing. And then you have your micros, your minutes, you have this guy inside of here. And then you have this guy inside of here. That's why this works, guys. Okay? Because price is like an inchworm. It's just crawling through the market on every size of scale. I can go down to 750 and we'll see the same thing. Right? It's the same thing over and over again. If you want to trade, this whole thing, and I drew this up the other day, you want to draw this, you want to trade this thing, look at, right? Didn't hit, but you've got your wash right here. Actually, I guess it did kind of hit. Right, here's your wash. And then it hits the pressure cooker. Promise you one of these days I'm just going to hit it. So it's all that. Hits the pressure cooker. It comes back down here. Right? I'm not trading this little guy. I'm not trading this little guy. Right? I'm trading this big guy. There's your 3-to-1 trade. That's a huge stop for me. That's a huge stop for me. I could maybe a handful of contracts. Maybe. But I don't, maybe. Right? So that's what I'm saying. If you guys want to trade this bigger time frame, trade it. Go for it. Look at that. Right? What are we looking for? We're looking for a 3-to-1 trade. Right? How do you find a 3-to-1 trade? You have to buy at the bottom of the pivot. Right? Impulse leg. Right? That's your trend line. The trend is your friend. That's your trend line down. Boom. Until it's not. Impulse leg. Step 2. A shelf is built. Right? Do we have a shelf here? Yes. There's a shelf right there. Step 3, wash. Price cleans everybody out, and takes off and goes to step 4, which is to retest the high, the pressure cooker, or take it out. In this case, it hits here and pushes it back down. Guys, there's business right here. People are bouncing into this. Orders come off. Now, why does this happen? And then your entry is down here, step 5. This is the interesting thing to me. Why does this happen? And in my mind, and somebody can tell me something else, but I think these guys get wiped out. All this business gets wiped out. So they have to reposition themselves, and then they continue. Right? They bought here in the hopes that it was going to be up here. You see that? I'm moving too fast, right? They bought here in the hopes that they would be up here. And they didn't do it. They ran into this seller, and shoot, this could be the same guy. This guy here who's selling here could be the same guy that's buying here. It could be, somebody knows. Somebody's got the book. They know, right? Anyhow, I do that every day because I want to see it clearly, right? This to me looks like a giant wash, right? This whole thing right here looks like all these people here just got their clocks cleaned out, and they have to reposition, right? Impulse leg. Everybody below here got swiped. All the stops got hit. All the stops got hit. All the stops got hit. They have to reposition. Draw it up. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to trade this whole thing. I'm just saying I'm putting myself in a position where if price comes back, I need to know where my stop is, and I can't use this as a stop. That's just ridiculous. That's not going to happen. I don't care how much money you have. That's just irresponsible trading. You don't need to trade that bad. You can find a little guy in here. But I'm just paying attention to this. I'm observing that this whole thing is alive and well. And here is my stop. Right? Here is my stop. I can hide behind this guy. Now, if I'm going to hide behind this guy, where do I want to hide? Hey, Fibonacci guys, here's another idea. How about cut it in half? Right? Just an idea. Don't, I'm not running for Congress here, guys. I'm just saying, I like to cut swings in half. There's a guy that I was listening to. He's got this thing where he measures from the drop. And I was really curious about that whole thing because I thought it was pretty interesting. And he showed an example of it and it worked. And then I can't find another example of it. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying I can't find examples. That's the 50%. I'm getting rid of that. Look, if I'm going to buy this thing, guys, I'm buying it down here. I'm buying it in the kill zone. That's my only. I'm buying it down here. That's it. And I'm getting 5 to 1 out of this thing. I'm getting 6 to 1. 10 to 1. Can I go 10 to 1? That's too far. See? This is what I play. What is, you're just thinking. You're just like, wow, maybe I could do this, or maybe I could do that. Or look, if this whole thing, this line here, this, let's call it this line here, and I don't know. It's an area. It's not, have a magic wand, magic ball, whatever you call it. If I buy here, maybe my stop's going to be right here. That's huge. I can't do that either. 10 to 1. Could you imagine? All right. You're down here. You're getting 5-1. Wait a second. Let's go here and here. Yeah, you do. That's 5-1. I'll do that. I'll do that. I don't know. I'm not in the predicting business, guys. But yesterday was a mess. I didn't even bother. Because where was your trade? Let's look for the trade. Right? 7 a.m. 8, 7:45. Let's call it 7:12. Okay, you get it. Market. This is right. We trade from right about. I won't give you till 12 o'clock because yesterday was a Fed day, and I told you guys that after the swing, after the noise, there's good flow. Let's look for the trade. Let's look for our setup. Let's put it that way. Right? Impulse leg down, comes across. Right? Where's our shelf? Let's drop from here. You got one. And it's hindsight. I know it's hindsight. But the shelf's right there. Let's just call it right there. Let's just say you got this guy right out of the bat. Boom. One. Okay. Next guy, impulse leg down. I'm going to find a ton of trades. 2. I'm going to find a ton of trades. Oh man, hindsight's great, isn't it, guys? There's no fear. There's no, oh yeah, perfect trades. Everything's perfect when you trade in hindsight, right? The impulse leg down. Price comes back. There's the wash. It hits, right? This is all the makings of what we're looking for, right? Box and hits this here. Boom. Enter right there. Boom. Yes. There's 2 trades right there. Price comes down. Impulse leg down. Bring it across. Bring your box across. Bring this across. Takes it out. Oof. Oof. Close. You get a reaction bar, right? They tried. Yeah. But remember what I told you about your stops. You don't want to put a stop right behind there, right? You want to put it a little bit above. A little bit above. Not right on it. Because look at that. There was orders right on that. They just got gobbled up. How many times has that happened? Well, this whole trade doesn't work anyway. So then we have this big drop here going into getting ready to set it up. Sometimes I will draw from the base of this wash, and it's just the closest wash in my frame. It's not like there's anything special about it, but I'll draw from here, right? And this isn't a setup I talk about, I teach. I just observe, I know what's going on. Price is pulling back into this swing. You have a pressure cooker here, and you have a kill zone here, right? I don't know where this is going to land, right? I've drawn from the base of this to here before, and oh look, you get a bounce off it, but then it keeps going off, right? There's really not a lot, right? Let's this isn't a trade, guys. This isn't a trade. That's your 11 o'clock big bar that dropped everybody off. And then it kind of got organized afterwards, took out the low, pulls back up here, and then kind of does this whole thing, this little dance. Best trades were here in the morning, right off the get-go. So, what did you see? Yeah, trade? This would be forcing it. It'd be forcing it. if you could figure out how to get this guy here, this stop up here, you had one. But I don't know how to do that. I'm not, I know the price pulls back into the swing, but if I would have said, okay, I'm gonna trade this here with the stop right here, I got a little action. Maybe I would manage it, be like, okay, But at the same time, though, one of the things that I know I just said it, but you've got a swing here, a minor swing, you got a major swing. Like, where does this land? It lands in between it. So I can't look to the left and say, oh, I can see this clearly. I probably would have said, here's my stop. And then look, it wiped everybody out. And that's some good business. I mean, there's some stuff right there. Yeah, the whole thing's a mess. Early trades in the morning. That's where it was. All right. Send me your thoughts and we'll talk.